So this is an amazing story that I've come across. I literally can't believe this, but a man is suing 50 women for shaming him on social media. Let's jump into the video.
Now at 4:30, dating defamation. A local man is suing dozens of women over online posts about dating him. He claims they went too far. And now some of those women are speaking out and they are defending themselves in court.
KTLA 5's Lauren Lister has the story from downtown LA.
Hi there. Plenty of people complain about dating, but in this case, local women are facing litigation over online comments on a dating forum that one man says are false and damaging.
The typical kind of bad date behavior.
Olivia Berger says she had one lousy date with a guy she met on Tinder back in 2021, but it didn't end there. Now she's having to defend herself against him in court after writing online posts about her experience in a private Facebook group for women about dating.
They were factual and they were based in our true experiences. He found those comments and decided to come forth with this lawsuit.
He's suing her. These defendants are some of dozens being sued by Santa Monica man Stuart Lucas Murray, alleging they defamed him on private Facebook groups, including Are We Dating the Same Guy LA, accusing defendants of circulating false statements, including that he's suspected of murder and has STDs. These women say they never said such things and have done nothing wrong.
I shared my personal experience, truthful, and my opinions.
Vanessa Valdez says she once matched with the man on Hinge.
Right out of the gate, gave me his phone number and said, let's hang. I commented with one message saying bold move with a happy face, and then a barrage of harassing messages came afterward. So I immediately blocked and reported him.
Valdez says years later she commented on a post in the Facebook group about him.
And now I'm being sued.
Murray declined an interview request, sending us a written statement reading in part, "For years, key defendants obsessively tracked, stalked, and incited harassment against me. These are women with whom I had little interaction. In every case of interaction, I rejected each one of them and cut them off quite swiftly. Instead of going their separate ways, they went on for months and years to spread misinformation about me." A legal analyst says the women may have a viable defense.
If the claim is defamation and the defense is that it is the truth or it was simply stated as an opinion, then there is no defamatory statement.
I should note the plaintiff is also claiming invasion of privacy and intentional infliction of emotional distress. The women had a court hearing here today. They are representing themselves and currently looking for an attorney. In downtown LA, I'm Lauren Lister, KTLA 5 News.
So this is very interesting. Notice that this other attorney claims that, he is, if it was true, then they'll get away with it. But she doesn't say right off the bat, yeah, this guy does not have a case. They're saying that his claims are not true, that they did not accuse him of having a venereal, or that they accused him of deleting, individuals. So the thing is that of course they're going to say that they never said any of these things, but we have evidence for that reason. So he can go and he can pull up those posts and he can show his evidence. And the intriguing thing about this is that none of them have an attorney yet. You have 50 women that are being sued, and they haven't been able to come up with one attorney amongst them. Something sounds very, very fishy about this case. It seems like no one actually wants to touch it. Like when they go forward and they show it to an attorney, maybe they'll eventually find someone. But the fact that they haven't found anyone yet, you have 50 women being sued, 50, and they can't come up with an attorney amongst just one of them. Guys, that doesn't make any sense at all. This is a serious case, and this is a very, very smart move on his part. The very moment someone begins to make an allegation that you did something, a lot of men going forward, the first step that they should take is to immediately file a lawsuit against the person who makes the claims. By filing a lawsuit against the person who makes the claims, you are basically saying that I am not guilty of what they're saying and they are damaging my good name. And now the burden of proof is upon these women to prove otherwise. When guys try to simply sit back and allow these things to go, eventually it compounds to the point where they say that in reality, this guy, he raped, and as a result of that, they need compensation and he needs to go to jail. So they continue spreading these lies and these falsehoods on social media until they can get to the point where they can elevate it to the point where they can have him arrested and they can have him lose all of his property, lose his job, and everything he's worked for. But when you see 50 women that are being sued right now, 50 women in court, and they can't come up with a single attorney amongst them, one that really talks about, the state of modern women. Modern women, I keep telling you, these women are not in good financial places. These women are not in good financial places because the cost of an attorney to defend you is going to be significant. It's going to be significant. He hires an attorney, and that's not hard. Maybe he'll lose 60, 70,000, $100,000. But for a man defending his reputation, $100,000 is nothing. Think about this carefully, y'all. For a man defending his reputation, $100,000 is nothing. And if you're the one filing the lawsuit initially, so if you go on the offense immediately and file that lawsuit before she can file a lawsuit against you, what happens? Well, you're going to it's gonna throw them off guard. And and here's the thing: this is 50 women. So even if it cost him $100,000, he's suing 50 women. And if they lose the lawsuit, if he loses the lawsuit, well, he was gonna. I mean, guess what? His reputation was gonna be destroyed anyway. But if he wins the lawsuit, this is 50 women. So they're going to have to cover that cost amongst them. That's $2,000 each. If it's, but of course, there's pain and suffering and a variety of different things. This is a sweet lawsuit. It's a real sweet lawsuit because he could realistically go after them each for like $5,000, $10,000 a pop. 5,000 each. That's $250,000. So not only will he recoup the amount of money needed to cover, the lawyer fees, and keep in mind the lawyer fees may not even work out to be $100,000. I'm just giving you an example at towards the extreme end. Okay, but this could be very, very profitable for him. And not only would it help to preserve his name, I mean, once you've been accused of something as a man, you always will have a check mark against you. However, this is what men will literally have to start doing now. We saw what happened, and Johnny Depp led the way. Johnny Depp led the way after what happened with Mrs. Amber. He basically said, "Okay, I got you," and he, filed his lawsuit in America, and they couldn't prove anything. Like she basically lost that case, and now look at her. Look at where she's at. And this is the reality. Men are basically striking back and fighting back. By the way, guys, I just want to remind you, I have another channel called Angry. On the Angry channel, I discuss gaming, anime, geek stuff, nerd stuff, real world stuff, and whatever else interests me. So you can go and check that channel out. There's a link to it in the description of the video. Go over there, subscribe, and support my work. I wanted to show you something else, though. If we go over to the video that was posted on YouTube, so this is the video you guys just watched. LA man sues 50 women for negative comments on "We Are Dating the Same Guy" Facebook group. Yeah, I love how they say negative comments when in reality it was defamation. Gotta love how the media works. Look at the comments from people. Who is more pathetic? This guy who dated over 50 women or the women who dated him? Check out this one. I didn't date that guy, but what a snowflake. Right? So basically women and simps, they're doing exactly what they always do. They're trying to shame him into canceling the lawsuit. Like, really, you're defaming the guy, destroying his life, and men must be silent as you're doing this, or else you're gonna what? Use shaming tactics? Guys, they have nothing. They have literally nothing else. This is it. Look at this. He sounds exactly like the type of guy that should be outed Look at the comments, guys. Look at the comments, because he's standing up for himself and saying that he did not do these things, and that they're slandering him, they're defaming him, they're destroying his life for daring to stand up for himself and take action against them. They're saying that he sounds like the kind of guy that should be outed because he's standing up for himself. That's the reality we live in. Will check this out. He had bad dates with dozens of women. I think that pretty much ruins his case. Guys, if listen to me, if he did something wrong, they can go to the cops. But obviously they wanted to destroy this man's life. They wanted to destroy this man's life. They've literally set up groups. Are we dating the same guy? Why would you set up a group called Are We Dating the Same Guy? So basically, this is, guys, the dating game is so dangerous and so rigged right now that women are literally tracking the men that they date. Men aren't really doing this. Yet women are tracking the men that they date so they can figure out if they can take advantage of them. Oh, is this a guy I can use to get free meals out of? Is this a guy? Well, that's the reason why they're doing. Oh, is he a cheapskate? Guys, the dating game is so dangerous for men right now. This is why I told y'all, men will stop dating, men will stop marrying entirely in Western society. If they want to go on dates, they will fly out of Western society. They'll fly out of the United States. They'll go over to the Dominican Republic, Colombia, Brazil. Well, maybe not Brazil, because they're saying Brazil is not doing so great these days. It's very feminist over there. They'll fly to another country. Some dudes will even sit on a plane and just fly all the way to the Philippines. I'm telling y'all, some dudes will literally, because the Philippines is what, like 16 hours? It's like 16 hours to the Philippines. Like, I mean, some dudes will literally hop on a plane and say, you know what, I'm good. I'm good. Like they like how many hours? Let me check this out. How many hours is it? I'm gonna look it up for you guys. Is it from the I'm just gonna ask Alexa. How many hours is it from the US to the Philippines? All right, guys. So it takes 21 hours and 2 minutes to go typically from the United States to the Philippines. So from Los Angeles International Airport to Ninoy Aquino International Airport, that's in the Philippines, it takes about 21 hours and 2 minutes. All right. So while a flight from San Francisco International Airport to Ninoy Aquino International Airport takes about 17 hours. So you can actually, I was right. It can take up to 21, but you can actually get there within 17. So there's some dudes who will happily get on a plane and fly to Asia. They're like, oh, only 17 hours is not a lot. 17 hours is not a lot. I'll be sleeping for part of men are some tough. A lot of men are some arrogant dudes. Like that's nothing for a lot of men. That's absolutely nothing for a lot of men. 17 hours. Some dude will go to the airport and say, well, I'm going to be asleep for a part of that anyway. I'm going to be asleep for a part of that. You know, and they'll get themselves they'll get a good ticket. So they'll get that extra leg room, you know, bank up those traveler miles or whatever. They'll fly over there. You know, they'll be asleep for 4 to 5 hours. And then the rest of the time, you know, they'll just be chilling, playing games, playing Nintendo Switch or Steam Deck. They don't care. Reading an ebook, watching videos. Okay. And they'll have a place in the Philippines. I told you, men are going to have places all around the world. You're going to have a house and have a place rented out in Dominican Republic. Because listen to me, you can rent an entire apartment in the Philippines easily for $150. Easily. And really, you can find something for probably even $100. So especially if you speak the language. So you're gonna have a lot of men who are going to have homes, a home in, like, they're gonna have a place rented out, fully furnished, like that they pay maybe anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 a year for, and they might have, like, in different countries. For example, $3,000. Think about this: $3,000 a year, and you have a fully furnished home. You furnished it yourself, in the Philippines, in the Dominican Republic, in in these different places, and maybe another country that I'm not even mentioning, right? So maybe 3,000, or let's say if you want to go for $4,500 a year, and they're fully furnished. And whenever you feel like it, you hop on a plane and you just fly to whichever country you want to go to, and you go and chill over there. And this is what a lot of people do. I know people like this who have homes all over the world. They have a home in Spain. They have a home in the United States. They have a home in Mexico. They actually own these properties. I know some dudes. I know a dude who literally just owns houses all over the world. And he just travels throughout the year. And he just goes, and they're nice homes. And he has a business set up all over the world. He has businesses set up all over the world. And when he's in one country, he just works in that country. When he's in another country, he just works in that country. And he just travels all over the world, lives all over the world, and he works while he's there. And he's living a happy life, and he has a hot wife. Hot wife. Passport bro. I know a passport bro. Hot 70, like in his 70s. In his 70s. All right, grown kids, and I remember when I first saw his wife, I said to him, I ran into his wife, I didn't know it was his wife, and I said, "Hey man, I just saw this beautiful woman. Who the heck?" And he said, "What? Yeah, what'd she look like?" And I said to him, "Oh, well, I was like, she was very, very beautiful." And she had blonde hair and this and this and this. And he just goes, "Oh, that's my wife." I don't know why he did that to me. Dude, but I mean, because I didn't know who she was. And I said, "I just saw this very beautiful woman." And he said, he goes, "I saw this woman, but I didn't know who she is." He goes, "What did she look like?" He said, "She's very, very beautiful. She had blonde hair and she looked very elegant and she was just unbelievably gorgeous." Oh, that's my wife. And he told me, and then he says that, as he said that he told me he had kids, but they're obviously not with her. He said that he had the first wife, he got rid of her, and then he became a passport bro. And now he travels, his wife is from Spain, and he just travels the world. This is the reality of it. Modern women, they don't know what they've lost, and men in Western society, they're trading notes. Men are seeing this. They're watching these videos. You have men hollering at the top of their lungs, "Don't get married. Don't get married." Congratulations, ladies. You played yourselves. You played yourselves. No, nothing lasts forever. Man sues 50 women for shaming him on social media. Guys, what do you think regarding this? I want to know your thoughts, so let's talk about it in the comments. Let me know if this mic is working a bit better for you. This is actually my studio mic. I'm recording from my MacBook, my new MacBook Pro. I just had to buy another one. The old one was just not working, and I just was sinking way too much money into it. But yeah, so I basically picked up a new MacBook, and now as a result, I'm able to use my other microphone again, my studio mic. I was using the crappy mic, but it was easier to use that. But now I'm using the studio mic again because I'm using the new MacBook, and it makes it a bit easier to use the studio mic. So let me know if you're liking, if this video's audio is a lot better. I think it absolutely is. But let me know what you think regarding that. So let's talk. Yeah, but just tell me, what do you think about this? The story that we discussed. Man sues 50 women for shaming him on social media. Do you think this is going to become more of the norm? Do you agree that we already know marriage is dead in Western society? We know dating is dead in Western society, and it's coming. It's dying. And where we're heading is men are just going to fly out of the country when they want to date and have a relationship, or just go chill. They're going to only come to the United States to just for business, because the U.S. is just a federal corporation, and then they're going to leave. Let me know what you guys think regarding this. Everything we discussed here today, let's talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA Men walking away. And cheers.